Hello and welcome to this occasional series of A Night with the Legends, with the backing of Carling in association with the IFA. And tonight I'm glad to say we are at Coleraine, a club going very well this season. They are fourth in the league title race. They're in the quarterfinals of the Irish Cup, and they lost the League Cup final disappointingly by 1-0 to Crusaders. But over the year, this club, great players, great characters. Tonight we meet four of them from over 4 decades, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s and the noughties. Should be fun. Michael, you retired, or are you, last year?
No. We just had no team to play on this year, Jackie.
Oh, right. The team gave up on you. You didn't give up.
That's right.
Yeah. But you played, what age are you, if you don't mind me asking?
59.
59, and you played until last year?
Yes.
How about
about 2 weeks ago.
What kept you playing that length of time?
I couldn't get any other players, Jackie.
Nobody else could drive a car.
No, I just love playing football. I always have. And I always maintained I would play as long as I could.
And were you still playing up front, or did you move a bit deeper?
Playing at the back.
Playing sweeper, eh?
Sweeper.
Everything in front of you. Yeah.
I learned everything I learned from you, Jackie, at Ballymena.
Just hanging about. Tony, what are you doing these days? I know you're a postman in your real job.
Working with Letterkenny Rovers. They've applied for membership to the League of Ireland for the Under-19 League. So there's a good chance we'll get in this year. So we're working from under-8s right up to under-18s.
I needn't ask you what you're doing today because you are in management.
I'm managing Ballymoney now, so I'm enjoying it.
And how's it gone?
Not too bad. Look at a squad of young players.
Is it more difficult than you thought, or is it exciting as you thought it might be? Bit of a buzz?
Excited because I still want to play, and I will be playing next year. So I'm going to sign in the summer.
Yeah.
To return. So I'm training at the minute. Well, not the minute, but training when it starts next week.
25-year-old. Did you always want to play for Coleraine because you've been here since the Colts?
Yeah, always been here, 15 years of age.
Yeah. And where do you come from? Where do you live?
I just live up Tobber Road.
Oh, who else would you play for then? Who signed you here?
Davy Platt brought me over from a youth team to join the reserves, and then Marty brought me into the first team when I was 18.
What was that like, stepping up from junior football, then some reserve team football, and then into the Irish League? Because it's quite a step up.
Shocked I was. I think first game was against Dungannon, and after 70 minutes I sat down. I couldn't even run any further. I took cramp both legs.
You'd seen Michael Guy do that in the past, huh? What have been the highlights for you so far?
Been lots of highlights, probably. Against Glentoran, we beat them 5-1 away. Beating Linfield away, a lot of disappointments as well. 2 cup finals lost, and then lost in our cup final last month, which is disappointing.
Yeah. How difficult is it to lose a cup final?
It's so hard, especially whenever you're from Coleraine. Makes it even harder because you're seeing it every day. It's okay for other people who don't live in Coleraine, and you see papers and others.
Yeah. Things. Paul, what do you make of Coleraine, the club, over the years as a football club, and the people and the characters?
Fantastic. I've had a great time here at this club. I wouldn't change it for anything because I grew up to play for. To try and play for Coleraine because my father played for Coleraine, and it was always a dream. I'd come here and watch matches when I was a young boy, and I said to myself, I'd love to play. We end up trying to play one game for Coleraine. Would have been great for me, but they end up playing 600. I've never changed. My father he came to matches, would never say anything to me. He just said to me, "Go and enjoy yourself, football." And when I put on the blue and white shirt, it meant a lot to me.
Who were the idols for you, the heroes out there when you were coming to watch?
When I was coming to watch was Felix Healy, which was top player, and then they play under him for a couple of years. He was here. You know, it was just when he came into the room, his presence in the room was, and he tell you that you're a good player. Like I was totally in shock. But he was probably the one that stood out for me.
And I'm sure during that spell, Jackie would have had opportunities to move on, because, you know, for the time that he was playing, there was probably, I would say, a 10-year period where he would have been up there along with the best centre backs in the league. And I was telling a couple of mates of mine today, you know, that I was coming up here tonight, and just got chatting, and they were saying about, you know, could you pick your best Coleraine team that you played in? And, you know, I was thinking of centre backs, Jackie, Stuart McLean and Gareth Macaulay. And Gareth Macaulay's probably been the one that has gone on to, he's having an outstanding career now, he's playing in the Premier League. But as a partnership, I would put Jackie and Stuart McLean above Jackie and Gareth Macaulay.
Tell me this, you've done a lot of coaching and you're still involved with Letterkenny. This young man here has taken the plunge into management. Do you ever have ambitions of being number one at Coleraine, Linfield, where you played?
To be a manager in the Irish League at the minute, it's so difficult, and that's why I've given Letterkenny Rovers a commitment to work with the underage setup for 3 years. The reason being, at the minute, I feel that Coleraine are unique in the respect that they've given Oran Kearney a long-term contract, and you know, I would have a lot of time for Oran Kearney and a lot of trust in what he's trying to do here. Like, I would speak to him now and again about football and that, but he's very single-minded and he's very determined in what he wants to achieve. And the club are in the same mindset as Oran. I think a lot of clubs, Jackie, are it's a quick fix. You know, you come in, do well, then the results don't go your way, and they're looking for another manager. And I think at the minute there's no longevity in senior football, be it League of Ireland or Irish League. I think clubs are they're struggling financially, a lot of the clubs, and it's all about getting bums on seats. And to get bums on seats, you've got to be successful and you've got to get results. So there's no, at the minute, you know, I'm very happy what I'm doing. But long term, obviously, like you know, I would have ambitions of managing or coaching.
I think you should have. Michael, did you enjoy player manager?
When the players put their bit in, it's worthwhile. When they don't, it's a lot of heartache.
Yeah.
It's a lot of hard work.
What about Paul making his way his first season? Any advice you would give him?
Don't take any nonsense from the players. That's the main thing. Do your job. Do it the way you want to do it, not the way somebody else wants to do it.
Johnny, what's your preferred position?
Right back or else centre midfield.
Centre midfield, you're involved a lot, aren't you?
Which of your teammates did you, or in Johnny's case, do you admire the most, and why?
Probably say Ewan, because he'd been over across the water and didn't make it and come back to Coleraine, worked hard at his game and then got moved back over again. And he's doing really well at the minute as well.
Yeah. My old mate's Jordy, because we both act the same, really, because he was funny and
That's Clanahan.
he was he was a character in the change rooms, and we both probably the same in training.
But different players that you would have admired, like probably for what he's achieved in the game, Gareth Macaulay. You know, he's what he's done is, you know, to come from Coleraine, that you know, and go to Lincoln City, and you know, just pure determination has got him to the Premier League, and he'd be an example for any young player that's playing Irish League football.
What's your most memorable moment in football?
In football, like you've many highs and many lows, and every season you'll have a high point, and you know, from a Coleraine point of view, obviously winning the Irish Cup was just one of them days when the whole build-up and the homecoming, coming back into Coleraine, for that period of time, I mean, that was a fantastic moment. But the European game we played here against Leera, where we beat them 2-1, and nobody gave us a chance. Like, I remember before the game, these boys were coming from Portugal, and they'd a lad that Benfica had offered 7 million for before they came over here. Benfica, I think they actually bought him after the game, but he came on and he got sent off. That game, I mean, because no Irish club had got a result in Europe for years, but for a one-off occasion to beat a Portuguese team in a European match was a big moment now.
Do you watch much Irish League football now?
Well, this season I've watched a couple of matches. I was over at the Coleraine Linfield match a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
If I get a chance to come over, I'll come over and watch it.
Yeah. What do you think of the standard? For example, Coleraine are 4th. Linfield could well be on their way to their 51st title. What do you think of Linfield, for example, as title contenders?
It's the same old story. Linfield have got the clout, they've got the financial behind them, and the thing in the paper there yesterday was it they're going to get 200,000 now for the next 51 years. You can't compete with that.
It's difficult.
Somebody has to put money into the likes of Coleraine, Portadown, the other teams to compete with Linfield. They just can't compete.
Johnny, it's embarrassing for you because you're trying to get in his team and stay in his team. What has Oran brought to the job here, to the dressing room?
A lot of professionalism, whereas in other years I've been at the club, people get time to relax, whereas Oran never gives you the chance. It's always next ball, work hard. Harder you work, the more you get. He's likable, but at the end of the day, he has to do his job. There's time for having a chat, and then there's time to do your job in the pitch. If you don't do it, you don't play.
Which current Irish League player would you sign for Coleraine?
It's a hard one. It is.
Stephen Carson?
Probably. I would say bring Stephen Carson back because of his quality. Like, probably the best winger in the league for the last 10 years, solid.
Yeah.
Just assist after assist after assist. I think he's over 30 assists for Glentoran this year. If we had that this year, God knows we could have been sitting second.
Kevin Braniff.
Quality.
Good player.
Yeah.
Michael Gold, Linfield.
Yeah.
He's a hard man in the middle of the field.
Good engine, yeah.
Great engine, and there's a lot of time for him.
Over the last couple of years, the standout player that I've seen would be Garrett from Linfield, Robert Garrett.
Won the 2003 Irish Cup final against the Glens was probably your greatest moment ever for this club. The question I want to ask is, how did you miss the open net in the 2004 Cup final at the back post?
I just took a chance in the move. I think I was playing up front for the last couple of minutes. And Trigger put a great ball in, and I seen it coming, and I was sitting there ready, as this is right in my head. I'm just going to head this in the net. I thought at that time, it was just, and then Mark Glendenning, he jumped before the ball came, and I thought he was going to head it away, and he missed the thing completely. And by that time, I had to just react so quickly, so I reacted and headed just instantly. And to be honest with you, if I missed headed it, I probably would have scored the goal, but I headed it just perfect, and I didn't head it perfect, I wanted it in the net, but I just headed it just cleanly, and I went by the post. And Sass spoke to me after the game. He says, "I just jumped, just to try and put you off, and it worked. You know, that's what happened."
Michael, who would be the hardest guy that you played with?
The hardest player here at my time was the hardest tackler would be Ivan Murray.
Yeah.
Brian Jennings was as hard as nails. But then whenever I come here, one of the hardest people in the club was Bertie Peacock.
Yeah.
Bertie took a training at the time, he had just retired, and Bertie would have kicked lumps out of you in training. And he, at that age, the age he was that time, Bertie Peacock was as hard as nails.
Yeah. But what a player and what a man.
Definitely.
What sort of an influence did he have on this place, and did he have on you?
Well, it was Bertie signed me here. But he was a big influence because he was a football man, first and foremost. And he was a great player, which he proved. And he had good success with the Coleraine team. He built a good team when he was here.
Tony, who were the great characters, and what are your memories of Bertie Peacock, for example?
Well, I just remember Bertie being about more so Milk Cup time and that, and you know, everybody in Donegal would have had an affection for Bertie Peacock, given his connections with Celtic and what he achieved there, and you know, but he's the only manager to bring an Irish League title to Coleraine, and he's just a lovely man, Bertie. Whenever you met him, he was a gentleman, but I'm sure, as Michael says, I'm sure he didn't play so many games in Scotland for just being a lovely man. I'm sure he could have mixed it as well. Like,
when I first came here, because of my father playing along with him, he sort of took me under his wing a wee bit. Him and the badger, Jack had always a lot of time for me. My dad always respected them, the two boys, that give him a chance. He says the badger was the main man. He was the top man. And Bertie was incredible. So I was under good, you know, with them two boys, you know. Fantastic men. You know, Bertie always gave me bits of advice, just to go and enjoy your football. Jack was always looked after me because I was local.